We are back on track with things, I think-ish, kind of. I am late. However, we are going to attempt to make it not too long of a stream. So I did. I said, hello, how's it going, by the way? We're just getting right into it. I said last time that we were going to try to get back into that sim. However, again, I don't want to go too late on this one or go too long for this one. Oh, I can bring that up. Also, because I am charming today. Sorry. Also, I realized that there were some bits that I missed when it came to ATC last time. So we are going to really practice to make sure we get all of those bits in this time. And then hopefully next week we will make a comeback with the VATSIM. So yes, that is the thing for this even. And boom! We're back to this. And again, looking for yick. Where's the yick? There's some yick over here. Is this in places where I know stuff? Kind of. I can't, to be honest, tell. Oh, I can. Yeah. Make sure the things are working. And then yes, we'll get back to the IFR-ness, and we'll see how much I can remember. Seems good. Good there. Good there. Good. Excellent. Okay. So, we saw, oh, and that's right. I keep on freaking forgetting. Skeneedles. I feel like we went there because I feel like I've enjoyed that before. And we're not doing GPS, so that does narrow our choices. We have an ILS here, so perhaps we will go here. Let us see. Golf Foxtrot Lima, Kilo Golf Foxtrot Lima, coming from, I mean, I guess, could we just come from here? Or from Skineedles? The Victor Golf Charlie, Kilo Victor Golf Charlie. 90! We don't want it to be that long. Although, if we get very quickly... Ooh, how about that one? Maybe this one. Ooh. I mean, it looks almost... Hang on. Ooh, that one also has an ILS. Are we still in the U.S.? Because I don't know other... what is it called? Procedures. Kasilk. We'll try Kasilk, maybe. Kasilk. That should be good. Let's do that. 67.8. Oh, but it's... Hang on. Always have to check a like so. Oh, no, I don't like it. We're going to have to get so high in the 150. But you know what? Sure, why not? Let's see what happens, I guess. And that's the thing, is technically, let me look, because that, technically, again, if we were on, hang on. Yeah, because if we were on VATSIM, we would definitely have to be doing the VOR things. But since we're not, since we're not, we will do the honorary GPS. These were both. Hang on. All right, hang on. KFZY. Let us try KFZY. Because that looks like it is directly from... Oh, I completely... Nope. We have VOR there. So we could probably go from Hamilton to the VOR to KFZY. We want it to be over 50 miles. There. All right, so if we were going, why would we go there? Oh, why did it go there? There. Oh, it's so close. Gosh darn it. There, how's that? Perfect. We will plan on Kilo Oscar India Charlie to our VOR. Why does that look like another VOR? Uh-huh. This bit right here is throwing me off. Okay, so we'll go. That is, hang on. Kilo Oscar India Charlie to our VOR, which is SYR Sierra Yankee Romeo, to our KFZY. KFZY. In our 152. There she is. And that distance is 47 miles. So we're still going to use honorary GPS to get us to the VOR if we cannot pick it up in the air until we get closer, and then we will go to our ILS there. So starting out, we need to figure out our takeoff. We're not going there anymore. Takeoff minimums. Boop. It is OIC. What do we see? Oh, goodness, of course. Okay, so takeoff minimums. Let's see which runway we're potentially taking off from. 170 at 5 knots. 4 statute miles, light snow, broken 1600, overcast 2200, 0 degrees Celsius, -2 for our point. 2964 marks AO2 differentiates precipitation, temperature 10.0. Hang on, minus 0.5, and minus 1.6. So 170, so I believe 19er is what we would be doing. So 700 foot ceilings, 3 miles visibility, with a minimum climb of 270 feet per nautical mile to 2,100, or a standard with a minimum climb of 804 feet per nautical mile to 1,900, or 1,600 feet, 3 statute miles visibility for climb in visual conditions. So we are marginal, overcast at 1,600. So we are good for climb in visual conditions. Yeah. Departure procedure being climb heading 194, which is that way. Oh gosh, to 2100 before proceeding on course. Visual climb over airport. At some point, okay. Obtain ATC approval for climb and visual conditions when requesting IFR clearance. Climb and visual conditions to cross LT Warren Eaton Airport at or above 2,500 before proceeding on course. So that is probably one thing that I am going to have to go into a bit more, is, yeah, the visual climb over airport. For now, I guess, departure procedure being climb heading 194 to 2,100, and then we'll be turning basically back around to proceed on course. Or ATC would tell us what they want otherwise. Yeah. Unless, since it's only 5 knots, we'll see. Otherwise, climb heading 414 to 2,200 before proceeding on course. We'll come back to that. We are planning to get to going that way, so just 6,000 should be good. Let us check. So we got our off-route obstruction clearance altitude is our brown numbers. And that's 4,700 there, 4,900 there. Okay, so that should be good at 6,000. And then make sure there's no weird crossing things. I don't see any. Okay, looks good. And then our approach. Doing the ILS localizer. Boop, 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 boop. Oswego. Oswego. ILS or localizer runway 33 Oswego. Circling runway 24 not authorized at night. 24. So 33 to 24. Let us see. Currently, we are 200 at 7. So at 7, 200 would be, we would do circling to 15. If the, what's it called? Weather is better, we may just take the tailwind, but we'll see. Yes, so ILS localizer runway 33, 22nd of February to March 21st. That is good, up to date. Fulton, New York. Localizer DME 110.9er for our frequency. Approach course 330. Runway length is 4782. Touchdown zone elevation 471. Airport elevation 475. DME is required. We have that. Takeoff minimums. It is not authorized as an alternate, but it is our destination, so that's okay. Circling to 24. We're not going to circle to 24. We will circle to 15. Not authorized at night. Helicopter visibility is not applicable. Missed approach, climb to 1,200, then climbing right turn to 3,000 on a heading of 100 and Syracuse, Vortac, radial 182 pager, Syracuse, it is Syracuse, right? Hello! How's it going? How's it going? We are just doing our flight planning. Yes, it is Syracuse. Syracuse 15.9er DME and hold. So that is there. And we would probably enter a to parallel and then back in. Excellent. So we are coming from the VOR, so it's going to come like so, and then we're going to come just a little boop up like so, and then come in like that. I feel like there's probably an answer to this, but I don't know it. Why are there flags for some? Localizers, and not for this one. I don't know the answer. Oops. Gosh darn it. There. Okay. So we're coming from our VOR. Whatever ATC tells us, otherwise above 3, the initial approach affix is the VOR. So from there, we are on the approach. So remaining above 3,000 before Osco, and then following the ILS down, remaining above 2,400 by 5.9 until 5.9 DME, remaining above 980. That's a localizer only, so ignoring it for now. That is also localizer only. We are expecting to circle, potentially not. So again, if the wind isn't a weepy floor, they'll put a localizer on there if it identifies an intersection. Okay, so that one is an intersection. that one is also an intersection. Hello, by the way, how is it going? Good to see you. Answering my silly question. Not too silly, I guess. It's an interesting question. And now I want to find some more so I can see them. Gosh darn it. Okay. So then this one also kind of comes up here. Is that a peak? Hello? Peeking. Hey, hey. Cool. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's nice to have those. Oh, yeah, because then this one goes up there too. And then that one goes there. Nice. Okay, thank you. See, I do, because like otherwise I will have those questions and then I'll mean to look them up and then I forget about them. So nice. Got it. Cool. Thank you. Following the eyelash down, and we will hopefully just go straight in. So 814 for our descent altitude. It has. It's been so long that it doesn't sound correct, but I think it's correct. 1 statute mile visibility. And I could be wrong about this as well, but I think this is sort of like the indicator. It needs to be 400 ceiling and 1 statute mile visibility in order to file it. Could be wrong about that as well. If we're circling, we're looking for 920 and 1 statute mile of visibility. Again, for our missed approach, we are going straight ahead to 1200, climbing right turn to 3000 on a heading of 100 degrees to Syracuse radial 18, and holding at Pager, which is our 15.9 DME for Syracuse. Yeah. Excellent. Looking for medium intensity runway lighting on, we're not talking about that runway. So 15, high intensity runway lighting on 15 and 33. Runway end identifier lights for 15 and 33. Yeah, so making sure we're getting that for our decision. That, thank you. So I was trying to think, like, because there's the MDA, minimum descent altitude, and then it's decision altitude. Gosh darn it. We're back with the rusties, but you know what? It's gonna get there. We're gonna get this back. I got current last week again, and it did. It was a little bit bumpy, but also it's been a while, so I'm looking forward to getting back into this. I remembered quite a bit, but it was a little bit rough, so it's going to be good to practice again. Parentheses are technically for military, right, but it's a quick way to see if the AWAS will get you in. Excellent. And yes, I remembered the military thing, but then I think I talked to, when I was doing my training, I had a substitute instrument instructor, and he was flying in the airlines at the time, and I think that's something that he said. So quick way to see if the AWAS will get you in. Got it. Excellent. Thank you. So yeah, I did that. I remembered it was the military thing, and that's what I thought it was, and then he mentioned that, and then I guess that's what my mind decided to remember it as. So yeah, all of the little details. So I think we're good. So we would file our plan. That would involve a lot of the things. Our altitude, our departure, our route, our destination, our altitude, time en route, fuel on board, among other things. And then we're going to get all of the things up, get the sim going. We will do our practice craft clearance. Oh no, I forgot LittleNavMap had an update. Remind me later. Again, I'm sorry, LittleNavMap. Forgive me. MDA or NDH? Yes, on the non-precision. DA or DH on precision, LPV, and LNAV, VNAV. Right. Oh, it is. It's coming back, but it is slow. I did my first little, what's the thing? Module in Shepherd Air for my instrument instruction thing. And most of it I was good at. And then there were other bits where it was like, oh, I completely forgot about that. Or I mixed it up again. So it's good. It's good getting back into it. But it's gonna be a little bit frustrating here at the beginning for that. Because again, like the like when I went and got current, it was like I told my instructor it was supposed to be I was having supposed to be a fun flight with my instructor while getting current, which I should have known that was not how it was going to be. But it was frustrating having gone through all of that and knowing that I should know all the things and that I did know all the things. And then now I have lost the efficient ability to do the things. But as I learned in instruction training, CFI training, that fading is real and it will come back. I just gotta practice it again. So yeah. The update sucks. So should I ignore it? I'll ignore it. Good old Shepherd Air. Yes, I am. That is one thing that I do enjoy doing, the Shepherd Air. And this one, it was $10. So usually it's $45, but since it was my second instrument course, it was only $10. So I was like, oh, that's really nice. And yeah, it is. And there's only 433 questions for the instrument instructor one, which I was kind of surprised at. But I guess it's just kind of re-going over the things, but also adding in some more technical-ish things. So yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to getting through it again. Shepherd rocks for rote, that's for sure. Oh yes, oh yes. I use it for the written, but I also go a little bit above and beyond their study strategy. Maybe don't tell them. I probably shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. But I do use that to make sure I'm getting it down actual knowledge-wise. Hello. How's it going? How's it going? It is going quite well, thank you very much. I hope you are well as well. And good evening. I turned into a horse. I'm sorry. Them's my horseshoes. How's it going? It's good to see you. Don't know if it matters if you ignore it. The third-party server that provides US charts is gone. Okay. Oh, that's words I can't say because I'm a lady. I have a story about that too. But yeah, okay. I will look into that. I'm not sure how much that will technically apply to me since I am not good. I just use. I've never really gone on to the proper charts because there's just way too many buttons for me to figure out, says the pilot. But yeah, so that does not having that ability then. Random note, did your first Russian flight on VATSIM today in the A320 landed hard, but you got her down. That's good. Excellent. So how did the rest of the flight go then? That sounds fun. Craft, C stands for craft, you're flying one. R means raft, hopefully you won't need one. A is for aft, which is where you don't want too much weight. F stands for flight, and T is for training, which you're in. Easy. That was awesome. Did you just come up with that, or was that a copy paste? Because that was amazing. Either way, I appreciated it. We will get to the practice craft clearance, because even practicing it for the sim last week, I messed up right away. So yeah, it is pretty crappy. You griped about it in the forums because it's a major letdown. So the third party, is it possible that they'll give it back? Or is that out of LittleNavMap's hands, kind of? On the fly. Amazing. You always were good at the words. The wordisms. There was a different word I was going to put in with there, but I can't think of what it was. Because clearly I have brain power at the moment. It was very good. I enjoyed it very much. But since we are going over it, craft is for our clearance limit, which is going to be to our destination, which KFZY, Kilo Foxtrot Zulu Yankee. I should, again. That's the other thing, is I do need to learn what the things actually are. So it's Warren Eaton. Oh, sorry. Oswego or Fulton. Fulton. Oswego County in Fulton, New York. That is our destination. Paint. I'm looking for paint. R being our route, and I always type out the full thing. So Kilo Oscar India Charlie to Syracuse VOR to Fulton. I've already forgotten what the our departure is. Norwich. Lieutenant Warren Eaton. They would probably say. Altitude, we are going to, it's probably going to be like 3,000. Expect, that's not how I would write it. Climb, maintain 3,000. Expect for 6,000. Good Lord. 6,000. Some minutes after departure. Frequency is going to be 122.8 for us. Zoop. And then squawking 1,200. Void if not off in 5 minutes. Time now is 1015 Zulu, and let them know what we're doing at 1020 Zulu. Hang on. It would be void if not off by that, and then let them know what we're doing at that. Likely, kind of. Among other things, let me look again, because I think, so yeah, we went direct, altitude, frequency, squawk, void, and then yeah, contact center in 10 minutes if we can't do what we're supposed to do. So we would, I guess we can practice our clearance here, but we would, once we get to the, once we're on the ramp and ready to go, we contact them and we say, I don't know, who are we contacting? Checking our flight info, clearance delivery, we would call them on the phone, it appears. So we would call them and it'd be more of a conversation rather than on the frequency. If we were on the frequency, we would say Boston Center, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1, on the ground at Norwich, Kilo Oscar India Charlie, open IFR flight plan to Oswego County, Kilo Foxtrot Zulu Yankee. And then they would come back and they would say, go to there, as filed, climb, maintain 3,000, expect 6,000, oops, 10 minutes after departure, frequency 122.8, squawk 1200. Then they would give us the void and that stuff. And then we would come back and we would say, cleared to Foxtrot Zulu Yankee as filed. Climb maintain 3,000. Expect 6,000, 10 minutes after departure. Frequency 122.8. Squawk 1200. Void if not off in 5 minutes. Time now 1015. Call you with intentions 102 by 1025 Zulu. Yep, there we go. Sure, sounds good. Let's get in the plane. That I can get out of. That I can get into. Boom. Oh, okay. Oh, looking. My mom says I'm special. Cute. Ow. Llamas are funny. They're either very cute or very mean. And I like them both ways. You don't know there are other maps that use geocoded rasters direct from the FAA like Preflight and now Navigraph. Okay. So you imagine an enterprising person could make it happen. So it's just going to be a little bit of growing pains for a little bit. Hopefully not too long. Oops. Kilo, Oscar, India, Charlie. Oopsie daisy. Oh, and I also have to fix this thing. Starting here, set as departure. Fly. And then, yeah. I have a horrible feeling I'm forgetting something. Well, as the sim's loading, we can chat a little bit. I have some stories. So last week, I kind of took a little bit of time, right? Yes, that was last week. I was able to get back in my home airport, or at my home airport in my home aircraft, and that was fun. I really enjoyed it. I went and did some cruddy track art, which that was maybe one of the things that I forgot. I was going to censor it or de-dox it, and yeah, I was gonna show it. I tried to make a cool sunglasses dude, but it ended up looking like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, or like the Squirtle with the glasses from the memes. Yeah, so maybe I'll remember that for next time. So I was able to go fly that. I went to my instrument where I did like half my instrument training and went and met up with a gal pal who is a CFI currently, and we caught up, and that was fun. Got some, oh no, it is snowing. Is it, or is it rain? I can't tell. Hello, how are you? Do I write this down before I get a clearance? I do, yes. So if we were actually doing the VAT sim. Oh, are you talking about the paint? Hang on. Hello. Thank you for the follow, Torsten0505. Appreciate you being here. Sorry, I'm gonna quick try and get paint back here. So what I do, so typically Preflight sends you what you should expect. So I get all of that stuff in there. So the typed stuff, that, and then that, and then that, and then I'll have the expect 6,000, and then just the line, and then the minutes. And then the frequency I think I should expect, not the squawk, because they'll give me the squawk. And then as they're giving it to me, then I can underline the stuff that's correct. If they give me a reroute, I can quick write it up here. If it's like vectors to something and then as filed, then I can do it like that. I can underline the 3,000. I can underline the 6,000 in 10 minutes. Underline the frequency or change it if I need to. Get the squawk down, and then whatever else they give me. So, yeah. It's worked pretty well so far. I did tell one story last time that I remembered. There was a weird... I was flying the multi-engine with one of the pilots there at my home airport. Or, not... kind of my work airport now. So yeah, we were flying. He was flying as the commercial pilot, and I was kind of along for the ride doing radios and stuff. But so I was supposed to kind of get the clearance, and gave me a weird roundabouty clearance that I didn't quite get all of right away, and he kind of had to correct me on a couple things. And I was like, oh my gosh, after getting off of the radio and having it down finally. And the pilot who was flying was like, yeah, that was a weird clearance. And I was like, okay, so it wasn't just me. But otherwise, it's been typically pretty... The places I fly out of, we don't get too many reroutes. But I have heard that it doesn't quite always go that way. Would I be correct in assuming so? Good morning, morning. It is not quite morning in my neck of the woods, but it is glad you are having a good morning. Happy to have you here. What am I doing? General. I have to make this full screen. Oh, okay. Keep changes, apply and save. Go back. Resume. So yes, I guess long answer to your question, yes, I write it down, and then I am able to adjust as needed. I give myself enough room. This is not going to be fun. Oh, no. Ooh, yucky. I mean, it's not horrible, but oh God, it's not going to be good. We'll see. This is why we do this in the sim. Just the sim. Do we have tops in the area? Oh God. This is another reason why we're not doing that this evening. Oh no. We'll find out. Again, just in the sim. So we will start our pre-flight. So we start with our electronics, we move to our liquids, and then we do our full external flow. So electronics, liquids, and flow. It is our ELF pre-flight. I'm still toying with that. You get reroutes about 50% of the time. So you have the reroute at the top. Oh, in a box. But leave everything fairly blank. Oh, so you have the route at the top in a box. But leave everything fairly blank until you call clearance. Okay. Interesting. So I will probably have to adjust my routine for that once I do start flying out of more busier and or more particular, maybe. Not sure quite what the word that I'm thinking of. But yeah, I yeah. It's worked pretty well so far, but I will keep that in mind, definitely. What about like frequencies and expected altitude and stuff though? Because does that change much? Okay, so again, pre-flight, I take a picture of the hubs and the tack, and then we do our electronics. So battery goes on. Check our fuel, looks good. Pitot heat, nav lights, taxi landing lights, and our flaps. Boom. It is snowing. Oh no. So pretty sure that's our direction of flight. This is terrible. Never in real life. Never works for me, but if you get a lot of reroutes, imagine it can get kind of crazy with the scratching out in shorthand. I will. I'll stick with what I have now, and that's generally been what I found in aviation, is find something that works, and then once it stops working, then adjust the thing. So yes to the frequency, and okay, and altitude changes. Okay, sounds good. I do. I typically leave enough room. So, but again, for now, until I actually have to have more, more complicated things, I guess. Checked the things. Things are down. All the things. Beacon stays on. Grasp the Pitot. Oh, no. Did I forget? I did not. Did I? Oh, shoot. Gosh darn it. Sick channel branded paint. You like it? Thank you. Tiki made it for me. Yes, I love it. It's got my little logo. It's got my little number. And it's got it on the pants. Yeah. Thank you. I do. I appreciate it. And yes, it was all Tiki. Oh, and yes, Pitot heat, grasp the Pitot tube. Feel that, oops, heat, turn it off. And then we do our liquids. Drain a little bit of fuel from this wing. Check it for, what's it called? Sediment, any water, bubble-looking things, which indicates the presence of water. Check it for that blue color. Give it a little sniff for funsies, as well as to make sure it smells correct. 100 LL. Drain a little bit of fuel from this wing as well. Drain a little bit from the belly. Drain a little bit from in here. Visually check our tanks. Oops. Also check our gauges. We did check our gauges. So then we do our oil, which we can check on our iPad, which I'm kind of getting the hang of. Instead of just saying, oh, yes, check the oil, and then not checking the oil. Looks good because we want it to be above 4, but below 5. Engine health. Ooh, that's right. I forgot to do that last stream. So since we're going to be flying again, let's see if I remember this time. If not, I may just next time have to do a quick maintenance bloop before next flight. Did the thing. Yes, checked our oil. Made sure all of that is nice and tight. Nice, thank you. Have I bought the Piper Comanche? Can literally do all these things with it. I have not. Hello, how is it going? I tend not to buy things. But is it worth it? I'm not sure. Again, I'm doing a lot of flying in real life in this type-ish of a plane. So I'm not sure. I don't tend to stray from my usual too much, but I would like to at some point. And I did fly a Comanche for my complex training, which I may have to fly a Mooney soonish. So I'll potentially have to, make sure I know how to do that. It's been a little bit. So then we do our flow. So we check our static port, avionics vents, cabin vents, pitot tube, drain hole, stall horn, fuel vent, leading edge of the wing. Give it a little whoop whoop to make sure it is attached to the fuselage. Checking that aileron, make sure that the yoke is turning this way. 4 bolts, and wiggling the rod, 4 bolts. Connection, wiggle the rod, connection. Tire looks good, no brake fluid. Antennas. Elevator comes up, and the yoke comes towards us. Goes down, goes away. Checking those connections. Give the rudder a little wiggle, not that much. I'm not moving my rudder that much at all, but it's, okay. And then give it a little whoop whoop as well to make sure it is attached to that vertical stabilizer. And then check the other side, whoop whoop, and then because that's a new thing I'm doing, I guess, whoop whooping during pre-flight. And then trim, making sure that is good. More antennas, make sure the fuel caps are on. And then, yeah, student does the other side. Checking all those things, checking that, and then we whoop, go to the front, leading edges of the propeller. Exhaust port, air intake, clearance for our nose wheel, shimmy damper, and then, yeah, tire, make sure that's good. Step back, and then check our checklist. The Piper Comanche, yes, it is absolutely worth it. Okay, it's the best MSFSGA aircraft that has been released. Okay, aircraft literally, includes a walk around. I want this. I will write it down. See, the thing is I'm currently looking at getting the Baron because I will potentially maybe once I get my multi-engine, I'll be able to do commercial flights with that in the one that is at my work airport now. That sounds weird to say. MSFS Comanche. But I shall also consider the MSFS Comanche, especially since I have gotten a good review for it. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. So we did our walk around, and now we can... Oh, God, I don't like it. Doing the thing. I did get all of these things up, correct? Yes. Amazing. We would have our checklist. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I put it in here yet. I took a picture somewhere, but it's probably lost to the abyss. So yes, we do our checklist, and then we would pull the aircraft out, do our final walk around, checking our controls, making sure we didn't leave anything anywhere, chocks, tow bar, fuel caps again on. Final wide look, and in we go. Okay, so fuel is on, trim for takeoff, circuit breakers, but we will actually check them because they do pop. Oops. Oh no, I have done a thing. Okay, never mind. We're fine. There we go. We're good. Oh, the other thing I forgot to do, I have to switch the button for that sim. My push to talk. So yeah, that's another thing I have to remember to do before we get onto that sim. Circuit breakers, but and then we do our passenger briefing. So seatbelts on at all times. Exit the doors to the left and right. For now, make sure they're shut and locked. Sterile cockpit from our startup through our climb, through our taxi, our takeoff, our climb, and then once we begin our descent for our landing, and then taxi and shut down. Yeah. Okay, so then we track back and lock, chicken. Then we do our flow. So flaps are where they need to be. Mixture goes in. Oops, I have to use these. Throttle is slight. Carb heat is in. Lights are good. Avionics are off. We prime this one, the aircraft that I fly. We do not. Master goes on. Hand on that throttle. Oop. Gosh darn it. Come here. Whee. Up the... No, what do you mean? But I want the Comanche. It's the only MSFS aircraft that has a personality. Okay. I will look into it. I will look into it. I'm such a cheap person, but I do need to start. I do want to start branching out. I do. And again, one of the reasons why I don't like to and why I don't like to spend money on things is because, like, I don't know whether it's good or not. So since I have such a glowing review, it does take that hesitation away. You know what I'm saying? So I will. And again, like I said, I am familiar with the aircraft. I flew it for not quite 10 hours. My full 10 hours wasn't in the Comanche, but for quite a few of them. So it would be good to get back into that. So I do. I appreciate that, and I will look. Have I seen you use it a few times? I probably have seen you use it a few times. I probably have. Okay. Gosh darn it. Y'all making me spend money. But that's fine. It's okay. I will. And again, I do need to start branching out. It'll take me a bit. But we'll get there. Nav lights, not turning our taxi light on right now because we are not taxiing yet. Avionics go on. Boom. We would put our frequencies in. Oops. Getting all of these things in. Spending money sucks. Yes. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It is pretty good. Okay. Okay. All right. I do. I have thoughts. I have it written down, and we will potentially make that a thing. So, thank you, but also, gosh darn it, making me spend money. But again, since I have good reviews for it, I will feel less not okay with it. So we're here, starting our tracking. Tracking. There. So then we get ourselves our airport diagram. Ooh, that is funky. Okay, hang on. Hang on. I want to show you these taxiways. They're not super funky, but it's just a sort of something that I wasn't expecting, I guess. Not that one. Not that one. No, there's no. Oh no. Shoot. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Hang on. New tab. There. Okay. So what I'm seeing on my Preflight. Ooh, Mead Pond. Sounds delicious. So we're here, right? Can you see my cursor? Yes. So we're here. So taxiways are over here, right? In order to get over there, taxiway like goes from here and goes voop like so on this side of the runway. So everything else is on this side, and then it goes a voop over there. Oh, I have figured out it's because of the pond. It's a lot closer to the runway on the Preflight, so I should have noticed that immediately, but yes. I have solved my own mystery. Sorry. Could have just looked. Comanche is definitely on your list too. Okay. You asked a couple of people who do reviews of the add-on aircraft and community reviews into consideration for the ones you get, but you haven't heard anything but great things about the Comanche. Gosh darn it. Okay. Y'all keep giving me good reasons. Okay. I will. I have it in my little note thing. And oops, oh gosh. I will make an effort. Wait for a sale for sure. Okay. How often do they go on sale then? How long will I be waiting? Cuz I'm okay with sales. Sales are good. especially for like Steam games. I'll wait until it's like 85% off, and that's when I snatch them. That's how I got Lord of the Rings. Shoot, is it Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor? Middle Earth, yes. Oh, I'm very excited to do those. I just haven't gotten to them yet, but they were like $13 for everything. So yeah, all the DLC and all that. Yeah, anyway, sorry, I was excited about that. Okay, what are we doing? We are getting our weather. We're getting our weather because that is what good pilots do, even though we can look outside and say, you know, probably wouldn't be doing this. Kilo Oscar India Charlie, the 20th at 0415 Zulu. Does math. Yes, it is up to date. Automated 190 degrees at 6 knots. Ugh, it's only 6 knots. Kind of want to take the tailwind. 7 statute miles of visibility. Light snow broken at 1500, broken at 2000. And that is AGL, and our elevation is 1024. So 2500 is when we're going to hit it. And then we'll also hit it at 3000. We're going up to 6000. So hopefully we will be, sorry, 2500. So that is 3500 as well. So we will hopefully be above at that point. Temperature 0 degrees, -2 for our dew point, 2963 for altimeter, remarks AO2 differential precipitation, -0.5 for our temperature, -1.6 for our dew point. 2963. Ooh, although I guess one of the things I should be considering is 2963 for taking of the tailwind is our climb. 1024 looks good. We did have our takeoff minimums, which were, if we are doing 1, takeoff minimums are 700. We're good for a climb and visual, so we should be, yeah, that should be fine. That should be good. Hello! I don't see, I can't, it's not showing up. Hello? Oh no. I have wrecked my visual. No, why? What have I done? Hello! I kind of thought so, but I wasn't sure. Good to see you. There, okay. I don't know what I did. I always do something strange. I kind of want to go see the pond, though. Okay. Hang on. What was our... climate and visual conditions to cross LT Warren Eaton Airport at or above 2,500 before proceeding on course. Climate and visual conditions to cross LT 2,500. What was our weather again? Sorry, checking our weather, seeing if we can make that happen. There's a bug. Sorry. We just had our METAR. Gosh darn it. I will read it then. Broken at 1500. So we would be in a layer. So we would not be able to do a visual climb over airport. So we're, you know what, we're just going to take off of runway 1 and straight out, kind of. ATC would tell us what they would want. But this is what we're going to do for now. So, got the things. We should get our VOR in. That is a good idea. That is 117.0. And then our localizer is going to be la 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 110.9er. I get ribbed for my use of 9er. All right. Okay. So, we did that thing. We'll figure out where we are. We will do our run up. Sorry. Wasn't expecting the person there. We're gonna wander. Oops. We're gonna wander this-ish way. Oops, wrong button. There. We'll face into the wind. Okay, so, fuel is on, trim for takeoff, flight controls, a boom, and a boom. Up mine, up yours, and up ours. And then give the rudder a little wiggle. Whichever pedal we're pressing is the way that it's going. And then did that, keeping our power up that little bit. Then we do our thing, green, green. All of our instruments look normal. Primer is in and locked. Mixture's where it needs to be. We'll bring it in a little bit. And then we bring it up to 1700. Carb heat goes out. Watch that drop and back. Mag out. Watch that drop and back. 2 clicks to the left. Watch that drop and 2 clicks back. One more sweep of all of the things, including our vacuum, our ammeter there, our greens, idle check. And then again, well, yeah, we'll taxi over and then we'll go over that. So we are taxiing down. Oops. I'm going to try so hard not to lean as I've been doing. I'm a normal human being who can stay in my seat where I'm supposed to be. All right, so we'll get in the air and then we'll have a little bit of time. And then I will continue the story times. So taxiing, ball, ball. Cause yes, when I did went and met with Gal Pal and got some insight on the CFI stuff from her, which was nice. I'm taking off on the wrong runway. I'm sorry. Or the alternate runway. Okay, we are still going. Is the windsock bugged and pointing the wrong way? It is not. I am taking off with a tailwind. it is 6 knots. So, and for our IFR direction, you know, we definitely could just have done a downwind and gone. We could have, but we're here now. So yes, my apologies. We're heading to the northwest. And I guess I could have thrown that in there. Hang on. Sorry. Boop, boop. Oops. There to... Is it still KFZY? Fulton. And I think we're on US West still, right? Hello! Oh, oops. Ah. Nice. All right. So, here or over there, we would have gotten our clearance. We went through that earlier, so we won't again. They would switch us to our frequency, and then we would say... Norwich traffic, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1, departing 01 to the northwest. Norwich. We look both ways. It does. It looks a lot nicer that direction. Or somewhat nicer, I should say. And then we do the thing. Well, first, hang on. Final check. We could get our lights on. Green, where are our greens? Green. It's a different configuration. In the plane that I fly in real life, the greens are over here, and then everything just kind of flows like down like that. But for this one, I have to go like this, and like here, and then up here. Yeah, and then like so. But that is how aircraft are in real life, so getting used to it. Hello, Ducky. Windsock for you is indicating runway 19. And that is correct. No, it is correct. Like I said, we're taking off with a tailwind just so that we don't have to turn around to get onto our course. Again, sim things. Oh no. We might try the other way. Although I might have a wasp in my freaking Pitot tube because apparently I freaking forgot. Sorry. To put my Pitot cover on, which means I'll have to jump out and jump back in. So we'll turn around like normal people and try for a headwind and see if that does it. Otherwise, gosh darn it. You missed that. No worries. Yes. No, that's completely fine. I'm doing silly things because we're in the sim. We're gonna get the full length of our runway. I will. I'm gonna have to look. I can't believe that I would have forgotten, but well, hey, we get to see the pond, maybe? Get onto our center line and let's try this again. Sorry, we're taking off 19. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Watching. Hello! Oh, I'm sorry! Yeah. I'm not seeing any movement. Gosh darn it. All right, all right, all right. We're gonna taxi in the grass. Sorry. All right. We're gonna go out, and then quick get back in, and then we'll go take off, because that should reset it. Darn it. Taxiing. Well, Ducky had a good time. And then we had freaking VOR all and our ILS all locked in. Gosh darn. Remember your Pitot covers, kids. Get them. Actually, I'm just gonna put the Pitot cover on. Well, I'm also gonna put this one on just in case that does anything too. Control the space. Where did I get the rubber duck? Hang on, let me... Can I just restart? Yes, I can just you know what? I want to say we tried that once. I think we have to full out. Where, you ask, cameth from the rubber duck. The WB Sim JP Logistics 152. You get the rubber duck. You get the iPad. You get excellence. So, yes. Are those elements not on the iPad? I don't... I don't think so, but I will check. Because, yeah, the last time that happened, I thought that we checked, and then it wasn't, so we had to just fully go out and back in. It's on a Discord server. It is, yes. So you wander in there, and then the most recent version should be in there. Thank you. I think I need to Okay. All right. Altimeter should be the same. Weather is like so. Oops, no, not what I'm doing. I would think it'd be in maintenance. I mean, so the Pitot cover stuff is on. Like you can do that in the iPad. But I don't think that it lets me get rid of the wasp. So I guess I can go like so for now. And then we're good to go. We did our walk around. And all of the things. So, flow, mixture, fuel in, carb heat, beacons on, prime it, what to, clear left, right, ahead, and back. Clear prop. That was frightening. This was 2963. Yay, I think those are correct. We will double check. Because we always want to double check. Then we need our DME. And we'll throw that on as well. Boom. Oops. And you know what? We will. We'll take off 01, and then we'll make a right turn out to the northwest. We'll be taxiing. We want our nav lights on. Okay. All right. Continuing. So pretending that none of that happened. A charming day for a flight in the 152. So yes, as we were taxiing, I got to fly to my home airport. Again, it was, my home airplane is a 172, whereas I have been flying the 152 for most of my commercial and then my CFI ticket. And getting back in the 172, oh, it's so stable. And even when I was like coming in for my first landing, and it is, there are differences. It was a little bit gusty, and it wasn't my greatest approach, but I landed pretty smooth regardless of that. And then when I was coming back in to my home airport, also landed really smooth. And I haven't had super smooth landings in a while. So it was nice that it was like a little bit more the airplane. However, just have to get used to the 150 a bit more, I guess. But yeah, that was nice. Home airplane, home airport, and hopefully at some point I'll be instructing out of there as well, because apparently they are full. They're adding a new 172, I guess, in like a month. So yeah, that'll be good. The owner joked that there's a CFI over there, and he's pretty well booked. So if they have 2 aircraft, then each of us can just have our name on one of them. And I was like, I dibs my home, my usual, my baby, my bestie. But yeah, we'll see. It'd be fun to try another one as well, because apparently it's the one that he actually soloed in. So yeah, I guess that'd be fun. Okay, so back to the things. Mixture. Hang on. So greens. Sorry, bring that up a little bit. Greens. Actually, we are going to do the run up again. At least the, yeah. Fuel's on, for takeoff, flight controls, primer's in and locked. Mixture is where it needs to be. Direction. 1700. Car peak goes out and back in. Mag check. And back. 2 notches left. Watch that drop. 2 notches back. Greens-ish. Okay. All right, so got our clearance. We're gonna take off from 19er. We can make our first turnout at 400 since we are IFR. And yes, making sure that we do our radar contact call as well. Or position report-ish thing. So, clear. Norwich traffic, Cessna Hotel, Tree 1, Delta 1, departing 19er. Right downwind departure to the northwest. Norwich. All right. Final check. Oh, you know what? We technically could have gone back a bit more. I forgot that there was more taxiway. All right. Pretty sure yes, the needle is moving now. Yay! Watching for that rotate gently with our rudders and bringing it up. Letting her swim up into the air. Maintaining that heading. $400. Making our turn. Oop, maintaining standard rate. Standard rate. And then when we can call them up. I believe it was Boston Center. Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1, just southwest of Norwich Airport. 2,200 climb at 3,000. And then they would say radar contact, climb 6,000, cleared direct to Syracuse VOR. Climb 6,000, direct Syracuse VOR, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. All right. So we're using our honorary GPS, which is Preflight, until our VOR comes in. When we start doing the proper VATSIM flights, we will actually plan to the VORs so that we do normal sort of flights. Ooh, gentle. Gentle. Gentle corrections. Making sure we're staying on course, making sure we're continuing our climb. I am hoping that we actually get over this at 6,000. However, I am not entirely certain. We've been burned like that before. gentle. So we're getting back onto our direct to the VOR course. Since that is what we were cleared for at that time. And then we'll get onto our normal heading. Start inching our way back to the right. I see! I see! Ooh, whoopsie. Hang on. That was just out of my vision. An excellent, uh-oh. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. There we go. Yay. We'll leave our Pitot heat on. We were so close to being out of the clouds. Gosh darn it. Getting back to our course. See, we wouldn't be flying in these conditions. In an actual 150. Okay, this will be fun. Okay. So, let us keep our airspeed. And now we are going to aim back for our airport. Oops. Trimming for our best glide. Is it on? I can't tell. Oop, gentle, gentle, gentle. Gentle. I mean, it seems like it's on, but it doesn't sound like it's on. Ah, shoot, I could have made that. Well, that wasn't fun. It's windmilling. I haven't seen the sim windmill before, but I guess I haven't been in those conditions in the sim. So I think what we're going to do is we need to actually get this flight done. Oh gosh. So we're going to put on clear weather. And we will maybe reconsider these sorts of conditions. Rip, yes, that I mean, yeah, again, definitely wouldn't be actually flying in these conditions, so there's a good reason why. We'll go like that. We'll go clear sky. And then we'll just get our actually, hang on. Oh, shoot. We're just going to go back where we were. Where were we? Shoot. We were about there. Okay. Okay, you see it every time Chunky buys the chopstick. Okay. I guess experiencing it personally is a bit, yeah, makes it a bit different, I guess. I was so hoping that it would start off. But yeah, is that a turkey on the table? This is chicken. Although he does kind of look like a turkey and he kind of acts like a turkey sometimes. Just kidding. But yes, this is chicken. No. Oops. Oh, shoot. That's not what I wanted to do. What have I done? All set for tomorrow. Yay! I'm excited. I might be a little bit late, but I am looking forward to being there and for the flight. And I'm not sure what I can say. So yeah, sounds good. Everyone check out Charlie Foxtrot. He is streaming tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. So yes, it will. Good night. See you tomorrow. And yeah, looking forward to it. How's it going? It is going well. How is it going for you? How's it feeling getting back into IFR? Well, we just lost our engine and crashed. So that wasn't fun. But yeah. we're gonna get back into it and finish off this flight because this was not supposed to go this long. So yay, clear skies. Oops, shoot, that's not what I wanted. Go like that, make sure all these things are good. So like, hang on though. Okay, now all of my stuff is jank, though. Ah!
State saving disabled. State saving enabled.
Wait. Ugh. So if I do state saving disabled and then go out and come back in, will it give me my things back? Because my vacuum is currently screwed, it appears. Oh, that's the DME. I want my vacuum back. How do I get my vacuum back? Oh, you know what else? Shoot. That's right. Gosh darn it. Hang on. You know what? We didn't get that far. We will start up again normally. Oh, God. This is why we didn't do that. Okay, so yes, this has been perfect. So while we're doing this again, I'll continue stories. So yes, 172 flight. I get back. It's coming up on sunset, and so owners aren't going to be there. They're off for the day, and I park, and I'm getting ready to shut down.
State restored.
Okay. State being... Oh, I guess that's also... Yeah, we taxed the engine and it was already... Filling our oil. Charging our battery. Ooh. Perfect. Oh, oops, I filled it a bit too much. That's fine. It's just gonna spit it. Don't take that out of context. Alright. Okay. Round freaking 4. Is this 4 at this point? Oh my god, yeah, it's probably it's getting close to 4. Because we had our Pitot thing. We gotta get this back to 2992. Okay. So we'll quick shut the things down. Mixture, that, lights, we want the beacon on, none of that stuff. Please, for the love of God, do not have a wasp in the Pitot tube this time. Shift P. We're backing up, backing up. Oh, I'm riding the brakes. Okay, shift P. Good. Carb heat can go out. Mixture full rich. Throttle is slight. Clear left, clear right, clear ahead, clear back. Clear prop. Oh, we have to prime it. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Alrighty then. Nav lights. Taxi lights. Let us do the taxi thing. My apologies. Let me quick see We are here. We're going to taxi down. Ducky having a great time. Alrighty then. I mean, no, it's fine. Where are we again? Norwich. Norwich traffic. Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1 departing 19er again. Right downwind departure to the northwest. Norwich. Oh, doesn't have our transponder on either. There, okay. All right. Frequencies are good. We're good. We're good. All right. The Southwest Airlines taxi. Hey, sometimes we have places to be. Like an hour ago. Oh, airspeed is alive. Thank goodness. And rotate. Oh, and I guess it didn't matter where we took off from this time because we are clear skies. But that's okay. We'll act like everything else is normal. Well, yeah, that wasn't fun. So yes, 150, 152, not equipped for flight into known icing. Or any icing, any sort of icing potentiality. And that was what that was. So again, we contact, oh hey look, our VOR comes in too. Isn't that special? That's good, that's nice. Once again, oops, direct to our VOR. Boston Center, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. Just southwest of Norwich. Whoops. 1,900. Climb 3,000. And then they'll say, what do they say? Radar contact. Climb maintain 6,000. Clear direct Syracuse VOR. And then we'll say climb maintain 6,000. Clear direct Syracuse VOR. That's the Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. We should be good for now. Known icing. Yes, so that is the thing. So technically known icing is PIREPs. Because it's known. But yeah, also want to be considering icing conditions. And we definitely were. We were at temperatures favorable to it, and we were in definite moisture. So yeah, we've done that before, and it has never been that bad. But I guess it was particularly moisture. And we were doing, like, the one thing that's kind of ticking me off a little bit is, like, we were so close to being out of it. It looked like anyway. So we might throw the weather on again once we get up to our 6,000, just to see where we're at. But yes, in real life, you do not, words I can't say because I'm a lady. Mess is a word I can say. You don't mess with icing. So there was a really good example of why. And it's so much more difficult in instrument conditions because you don't have as much visibility. So it makes it more difficult to be able to figure out where you can go. So at the end there, when I was at like 500 feet, I was still thinking that I was going to be able to get my engine going again, which is I was hoping, which is something that you just don't. At some point, you got to give it up and then just kind of be able to use what you got. And so we were. I think we were at like, I saw the 500 AGL pop up on my Preflight, and I was like, well, words. So then I did. I had to look out my window and be like, all right, there's a slight clearing there. Now I just got to get kind of turned around for it. So that's what we were doing, and was trying to make it over those trees, which we kind of did, question mark, it seemed like. But then, yeah, we might have like just, I'll have to look at the VOD again, but we might have just stalled right into the ground. I thought I was riding the stall just enough, but yeah, it did. It didn't quite work out. So fly around, find out. Amazing. Ooh, that belongs on a t-shirt. Excellent. Hello, how are you? How is it going? All right, we are on our way to our VOR question mark. I see, so we are, yeah, we're using our CDI there. Coming up on our 6,000. And then we will be able to get settled into cruise. This was so much less eventful than the entire first 2 friggin' hours. 2 hours. Wasn't supposed to be this long. Good, and well, you came in after disaster struck like 5 times. Sorry, I think it was 4. I'm starting to exaggerate now. But no, we just crashed from icing and engine failure. We started out having a blocked Pitot tube, so having to restart. And yeah, so but we're getting there now. We're getting there now. Glad you are well. You did a series of flights touring places you've lived and called it Fly Around and Find Out. Amazing. I love that. A little bit of a different context, but I like the humor behind it. You like how I fly in the right seat like a flight instructor? Well, I feel horrible saying that now after all of that disaster. But I mean, I am a flight instructor now, and I will be working on my instrument instructor certificate. So that's kind of where I reside now, is in the right seat. So yeah, and we'll get to a little more of that. We haven't even gotten into most of the story times. So yeah, so now we are on-ish track, getting back down to our 6,000. We do have to be more precise now. 100 feet is not okay. 100 feet is not okay. Get that descent in. And once we get settled in our cruise, we'll take a look at the aircraft, see how beautiful everything is. We'll maybe bop out into real weather for a smidgen, just to see if we would be good at that 6,000. I'm guessing not, because we were kind of like right there, but also, I don't know. Also depends on what the altimeter shows us as well. All right, okay. So we're just gonna, yuck, nope, not doing it, not doing it. All right. And it looks like we were actually like 6,500. It looked like the altimeter was gonna bring us to. So nope, we're just gonna do a nice clear skies jaunt. Whee. probably getting off course. Yes, just a little bit. So yes. All right. One hell of a gust of wind. Yeah, it's bad up there. In the actual weather that's happening. It's snowing, it's gross, it's ice, all the things. So yeah. So we're just gonna have a nice flight. We'll pretend it's a training flight. It's a training flight. So no need for the actual conditions at the moment. So yes, came back from my home airport return. I think it was like last June when I actually flew that aircraft. And then I think it's been since like August when I've been back, ? That might not be entirely accurate, but it has. It's been a while, and I enjoyed seeing the people there again. The puppies attacked me. It made me so happy I almost cried. The airport dogs. So yeah, so that was fun. And then, yeah, when I got back, it was almost sunset, so owners were going to be gone, so I was just going to take care of my stuff. I park-ish and start shutting down, and then there's a couple of people that kind of approach-ish, but like at a safe distance. And I'm like, oh, are they going flying? And so I get out, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Y'all going flying? And they're like, oh, no. We're doing a documentary. And we were passing through and saw the airplanes. Could we take pictures? And this has happened before at that airport, so I assumed it was okay. So I was like, yeah, probably, I think so. So they kind of wander off, and I text the owner anyway, and I'm like, hey, so this happened. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll probably bop over. And so I was getting the plane put back, and I see his car come through, make sure we are where we're supposed to be. I see his car come through, going over, and apparently he went over and chatted, so it was like, okay, cool. So I go into the hangar to get everything straightened out, get everything paid, and check the schedule, and make sure everything's settled in there. And I go out to my car, and they're still there, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to just leave the airport with random people, you know what I mean? If I wouldn't have been there, it would have been the same thing, but good evening, hello, how is it going? Gormfield says hello to Aviation Chicken. Aviation Chicken says hello to Gormfield. I love it. Very cute. Hello, it's good to see you. Moose heart. But yes, how are you? So yes, it is a very trusting area / community there. But I feel I'm protective of the airport, and I don't know who these people are. And one of the things that the owner said on the phone was like, just basically like, they're not going in like the hangar or anything, are they? And like, just kind of make sure that they're not like making off with parts and stuff. It's like, oh, okay. So I end up like, I'm in my car, and they might have already seen me get in my car, so I'm like, awkwardly, I'm like, well, I don't want to go into the hangar because I don't want to like show where the door is and everything. So I decide to just go back to the plane, pretend that I forgot something if they ask, or it comes up. I don't know. This is the way that my mind works. Doing great, nice. Flying a nice Southwest flight from Vegas to San Jose at the moment. Why did you decide to do that? And how is it going? You said nice, so I assume it's going well. Some planes are a company's biggest secret. Fair, yes. I mean, like, again, like I said, they have let people do, like, just go around, wander around, see things take pictures and stuff. It's just, I guess the difference is that it was later in the day when not a whole lot of people were around. So they seemed nice enough, and like they approached me. So if they were, that's one of the things that I said is if they were doing anything nefarious, like why would they decide to approach the one person that's there? But still wanted to be sure. So like I did. I wandered back to the plane, looked around in the paperwork again, got refamiliar with that stuff. And then I start walking back, and they're like kind of there. And like the camera is set up, and I'm like, oh no, am I getting in their shot? And I'm like really awkward about it because that's the way that I am as a person. And so I'm like, I'm sorry, are you filming? And I can't really hear them. They don't really answer, I'm not sure. And then I'm like, I can go this way. And they're like, no, you're fine. You could do a little dance. And I'm like, okay, da-da-da-da. And then I wander back over, and I'm like, sorry. And the one guy goes, yeah, so we talked to the owner, and he was really nice and everything. We were wondering if he'd be able to come back. Like, we can't find him, so would he be able to come back and share the story of the place? And so I was like, well, I can call him. So I call him, and he is not able to come back. So I'm like, sorry, he can't. Are you guys gonna be around like tomorrow? And they're like, no, we're heading off. And so they're like, do you want to tell this story? And I'm like, I mean, you could Google. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not the best person to tell because I am flustery, as well as I don't know all of the ins and outs of the things. I can give you very basic rundown. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, sure. Microphone gets shoved in my face. And I think they're filming it and everything. Good thing I had makeup on that day. But yeah, so I give like a really terrible overview of the airport. They ask a couple of questions, and I don't know whether it was just the two of them, so I'm assuming it's more of like a indie documentary. I don't think it's like, I don't know what it was, to be quite honest. But we got to talking, and they were actually from Italy, and they were doing a documentary that had nothing to do with aircraft, but they saw something that made them turn down the road, and then all of a sudden they saw the airport, and they decided to stop in. And so yeah, and it was a really interesting story. I won't say too much just because I don't know what could be doxing and what's not. And they ended up, the thing that they were going to end up doing the documentary more about, they want to come back and do a little party sort of a thing for it. And they're like, oh, you want to fly over? And I think that they were probably joking, but I was like, yeah, okay. They're like, really? And I was like, yeah. And so we exchanged info and everything. I don't think anything will come of it, but I don't know. Seemed interesting. And I like pasta, so yeah. So that was a really weird experience that happened. A pilot's life schedule dictated it. Nice. Oh, very fun. Okay. Some owners are funny about it. Right. And again, it's like they're not. Why are you being this way? Like, they're not. It is kind of a very open, trusting airport. But again, they do have like expensive stuff around that if people left to their own devices could make off with. So yeah. Look at me, I'm a star. Oh god, like, I'm sure I looked and sounded absolutely not nice words. Cause I did, like, I would try to answer the question, and and they would like kind of look at each other like I was not prepared to be giving information. Like I thought back on even the International Women's Day stream, and there's a certain way that I express things, and it's just strange. I say a lot, that's a thing. And I don't know, just yeah. Certain verbal quirks of mine and just the way that yeah. It works fine, I think, for my stream, but for... Hello! SP8472, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here. I apologize for myself. I can say that very vehemently today because of all of the things. But yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. But yeah, I don't know. And it's funny, just because I'm very aware of that stuff because I was wanted to go into the theater and entertainment and things like that. But I can like look at myself from an outside perspective and be like, yeah, that's not gonna come across very professionally or what's the word? Aesthetically, verbal aesthetics. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with it. And again, since they're Italian, and if it's going to be, maybe it's going to be an Italian documentary, I'll never have to see it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, it was an interesting experience, and I'd kind of be curious to see what they do with it, but also I'm hoping that they just use like the use maybe what I said and then like voice it over themselves. But yeah, I don't know. Steve Jobs Gulfstream page, your tiny little daylight-only Canadian home airport a visit one afternoon. Captain went to the pilot planning room while the FO guarded the stairs. Desperately wanted to see inside because you had read the plane was $45 million, but apparently Apple spent $88 million on the plane, gifting it to Steve. Interesting. That is super cool. So, like, why? Was there, like, a specific reason that he showed up? Was it just kind of hanging out? Did you have good burgers there? How much Italian do I speak? Unfortunately, not a lot. There was a time when I was using Duolingo to learn French, Italian, German, as well as brush up on my Spanish. But that has been a while. I would like to learn French. The reason why I wanted to start learning French is because I was reading Count of Monte Cristo, and I got so ticked off that I had to keep looking the French up. So I was like, I'll just learn French, and then I won't have to look it up anymore. But I finished the book before actually learning the French. Italian I want to learn because it's kind of close to Spanish, plus again pasta. So I would like to go to Italy at some point. Would be fun. German, one of the small ones, I am an aunt, so one of the small ones was supposed to start learning German in school, but apparently they didn't. And then yeah, brushing up on my Spanish. But no, it has. It's been a while. I can throw out Italian words, but that's probably about it. Like the little the knife, that's sort of like a rocking sort of a knife, you know? That's a mezzaluna. Mezzo is half and luna is moon, so it's half moon. That one always amused me. And honestly, yeah, I'm much better at reading any of the languages than I am at just speaking them. So that's, yeah, fun. Gulfstream are nice inside. It would be fun. Was using Duolingo to do German, but also been a while for you two. Oh gosh, do we need to do a thing where we keep each other accountable? We could do it. We could do it. I liked kindergarten, or sorry, the word kindergarten, because it's basically a garden of children. That amused me so much. What was the other one? Oh, in French, pomme de terre. Sorry, I'll try and say it correctly. Pomme de terre means apple of earth, and that is a potato. It's also called a patat, but I prefer apple of earth. Those are like my favorite things, is all of those linguistic, yeah, the fun little linguistic things where it's like, it kind of shows how people, when they were developing language, I guess, how they thought a little bit. So, yeah, I love that. They're fun. Mr. Jobs was not on board. You never found out why the plane stopped here. Okay, or where they were going. The only reason you knew is because you recognized the tail number for a news photo when he received the plane. Oh, very nice. So that was kind of a bit serendipitous for that. Oh gosh, hang on. We're coming in for our initial approach fix. Okay. I'm going to quick finish chat and then we'll have to do some stuff. Language buddies, yes! I did actually think about that recently, that I should get back into it. I don't think I'll be able to do all of those languages. I should probably pick one. But I don't know. I don't really want to pick one though. You know a few words in Cajun French? And go! What tends to be the difference? Do you know? Hospital equals Krankenhaus. What is Kranken? That's so funny. I love that. Oh, it does. Like, those things make me so happy. Okay, so we're coming up on our initial approach fix. So, which is the VOR. So we are going to put that on our map. They would say Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1, let us know when you advise when you have the weather at the airport, as well as which approach you would like. And we would say we have the weather because it is normal weather. Well, shoot. Let's see what's going on here. I'm not gonna like it. Nope, not happening. We're not icing up again. We're almost there. So, Boston Center, Cessna Hotel Tree. Oh, sorry, I won't do that. Boston Center, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. We have the weather at Fulton, at Oswego Airport, County Airport, requesting ILS 33 via Syracuse VOR. Then they would say, you can expect that. And we'll say, all right, we'll expect that. And then they would probably let us get down. So we're going to start descending. Krank is thick, basically. Nice. Okay. So ambulance is Krankenwagen. I love it. Oh my goodness. This makes me so happy. It is. Language is so much fun. It really is. Oh, maybe they wouldn't have let us get down. Yeah, we're gonna have them let us get down, just because that's... So we are above, and actually they would, maybe we'd be talking, we might actually be talking to approach instead. Yeah, we would be talking to Syracuse approach. They would have handed us off. Boston Center would have handed us off to Syracuse approach, and then they would be handling us at this point. Because we're right there. We actually potentially maybe would have gotten vectored around this. Not sure. Procedure. Approach. ILS 33. Syracuse. Add to route. Perfect. So we're going to be going out on 1-7, getting us back closer this way. It's great, right? Yes. I do. It's been a long time since I've like gotten into that stuff again. And that makes me really happy. Because you just think about somebody had to, it comes first from an idea, and you have to communicate that idea in words. So again, it sort of demonstrates kind of, I don't necessarily know what it says about the mindset, but it's just, yeah, it's interesting thinking about how that developed and how it's stuck that way. So yeah, we are not going the correct direction. I was anticipating the turn. I'm not supposed to. Some words are said different. Little is petite. Petite. I'm trying to remember. Because they do. That was one of the things, is like just leaving off the last letter, the last sound, hard sound in words, except if the next word starts with a vowel for French. So petit, or if you said, I'm trying to think of a word that starts with a vowel that I could use. Homme is man, so petite homme. Otherwise, if it was a woman, it'd be petite femme? I'm not sure. I can't remember. But in Cajun French, it's just T. Cute. I kind of like that. It makes it littler. Make littler. That's fun. All right, so we are approaching our initial approach fix. They would have cleared us for the approach because we were coming up on the initial approach fix. So 1.3 nautical miles to our VOR. We are still descending. It's going to start getting a little bit sensitive for the VOR here. So we're just going to hold our heading. And then we have to go to a 017 radial. We're actually going to throw it out. And I'll have to, oops, turning. Again, getting down to 3,000. Once we get to Osco, standard rate. Get to our 17. We're still over here, so we're gonna keep our turn coming in to, what's it called? There, it's intercepting, so we're going to arrest that turn a little bit. Get ourselves back on that track. So we are going to be coming up on the localizer, so we'll throw that in there. Osco is at 12.7. Swapping back for a second, getting back over just a smidgen. Oh, so we are coming into it here. So we will make our turn, arrest our descent at that 3,000, and then we will follow the ILS down. Oh, so we need to turn. Ah! Oops. Sorry, I'm going to be a little bit sterile cockpit for a second. 330 is our heading, or our approach course. Maintaining that 3,000. We are 11.9 miles out. So they would have switched us to our frequency as well, since we were coming up on the initial approach fix, or since we already went by our initial approach fix. So we can start getting stuff set up. Final approach fix is 5.9er. So, all right. We will be making our call, so that will be Oswego County traffic. We'll actually bring this down a bit. Make our approach at around 90-ish. Okay. Once I get Oswego County traffic, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1, 10 miles to the southeast, straight in 3-3 on the ILS approach. Oswego County. Definitely could have said that better. Usually I think it's like 10 mile final on the ILS approach. 3-3. There we go. Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. Okay, so we need to get back on course for our localizer. So we're gonna do an intercept angle. Our glide slope is coming in, so we are gonna keep that up though. Okay, sorry. T. Gostin is little boy. I'm trying to remember what boy was. Tiffy is little girl, you think? Yes, F-I-L-L-E, so it does, that's like fille, I believe, is girl in French. But Gostin, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. It was something with a G for boy. I cannot remember now, though. Okay, so we are going to maintain. Okay, so we're going to bring that glide slope. We're going to follow that glide slope. Our final approach fix is at 5.9er. So we need to make sure we're not getting below 2,400 by then. We should be on our glide slope, so that shouldn't be a problem, but we're just making sure. We are spaghettiing ourselves all over this freaking ILS. Do an intercept angle, and then we need to get back to where we're supposed to be. Increase that descent rate. Oswego traffic, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1, 6 miles straight in on the ILS 3-3. Oswego County. And that is our final approach fix as well. So carb heat comes out, and we're gonna throw Nacha flaps in as well, since we're in the white arc. So that'll help bring us down. We're looking for 814. We're not looking ahead of us because we are watching our instruments. All right, so our CDI is coming in there, so we want to get our heading back centered. Oh, wrong button. 814 is what we're looking for. Oops, bringing that back down again. Time, gear, tower, power, lights, lights, lights. Alright, that's a little bit more of a descent than we would like. So we're gonna bring it back up. We just want to get back on that glide slope. Can you freaking not? Gentle corrections. Gentle corrections. Don't want to be... what's the word? Hyper-focusing. So that we're getting off of the localizer while we're trying to get on our glide slope. For the love of God, just get onto the 500. 500 should be good. Nope, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Oh my God. Right in the middle. Should be right somewhere in the middle. 814 is what we're coming up to, so 500. If I did that math correctly. Which there's a high likelihood that I have not. My God. Uh, 200. And 814. Yay! Let's land this sucker. We might have to wander out for a little bit because I do still have a little more story time. Or I could just say it really quickly once we get down here. So yeah, got all the things. Looking good. Excellent. Technically, we could be landing on the 1,000-footers, but since we're low, I'm not supposed to be leaning. I said I was going to try not to. Oh, I guess maybe we're going to be landing on the 1,000-footers anyway. No. Ooh. Yeah, so we'll just do story time as we taxi. Because I gotta go to bed. Okay, too bad throttle doesn't help with nose rise or drop like in a real plane. I mean, the one, oops. The one, hang on. We'll just taxi all the way. How's that sound? Oh, yeah, sorry. It does, but it is. There are definite differences from the sim to real life. So trying to do certain things doesn't end up, yeah, working quite the way it seems like it should. But then again, it could be a different profile, and I will say, like, the 150 that I fly, so like the 152 here, is a lot more sensitive, and takes a lot more precision, and these controls are not precise for me. They might just need to be, I've said this before, they might just need to be recalibrated, and I just don't do it because I don't know how. But yeah, there was some definite oscillation there that didn't need to be there, and I don't think it hasn't happened to me in real life, but then again, I don't know, could just be the circumstances. So we'll quick clean up here. Oswego traffic. Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. Clear of runway 33. Oswego. All right. So, I guess a couple things. Oh, well, first thing. So, again, we're gonna do the MSFS aircraft giveaway thing. So in my Discord, I guess I can throw that out there. In my Discord, in the stream, what's the word? Stream updates. I have a giveaway post that you can react to, and we will do the pickage, or Dice Turtle will do the pickage at the end of the stream. So once we're fully finished. So then, yes. So yeah, so there's that thing, and then that kind of finished up that story. Home airport, home airplane, gal pal, cruddy track art, and then Italian documentary. Then I had a flight / lesson. I had to get recurrent, IFR current. And it was also supposed to be a chill flight. But of course, I should have known, and I kind of did know, and I kind of suspected that it was not going to be a chill flight since it was an IFR flight. I wanted it to be a fun flight, and it was a fun flight for him. But we did a few approaches, and I was rusty with it, and it was a bit frustrating. I mentioned this earlier. Having been good at those things and at these things, and then kind of regressing. But again, it's been a while. That's why we don't just go for currency, we go for proficiency. So it's just gonna work back into that practice, and then since I'll be working on the instrument instruction, I'm gonna get a lot deeper into the knowledge aspect and be a lot more precise with things like that as well. So it is going to be fun. I'm hoping to get an actual fun more fun for me. It was fun. It's always fun, but it was that bit was kind of a little bit frustrating, and at some points a little bit disheartening, but like I'm also melodramatic, so that's also me. So yeah, so that was that flight, and then I have one more story which will shut down first, and then I'll quick go over that one. So then we would cancel our IFR in the air or on the ground. So that was something good that I just remembered. Always close your IFR flight plan. And then throttle out, mixture out. Yay. That's not quite correct, but okay. Will I go for multi-engine instructor? Well, that is a good question, actually, now that you ask that. You know what? Hang on. Before I forget. So I'll definitely go for multi-engine. The reason why I hesitate for the instructor portion is multi-engine in itself is expensive. And multi-engine instructor, I'm not sure how much demand or like opportunity I would have as an instructor for multi-engine instruction. And my friend instructor, my current instructor, he's currently flying his big boy pilot job, and he never got his multi-engine instructor. So kind of the plan at the moment is instrument instructor, get multi-engine, just the commercial, and then kind of work with that, because I have some multi-engine commercial opportunity, one, I guess, And then definitely instrument instructor opportunities. So for now, that's the plan. And then at some point I'd like to get tail-wheeled, seaplane, all the other random ones. And then I'll look into the multi-engine instructor at some point, potentially. But yeah, if I don't necessarily need it, I'm not sure I'll necessarily go for it, just because, again, that does get expensive. So we'll see. All right, so as we're getting out here, final story, I guess. I gave my first lesson. So I had met this student. We'll get LittleNavMap up and everything. I had met this student when I was getting signed off for my CFI check ride. So that was nice to be able to kind of meet him then. And I was kind of thrown into doing the interview. It's not an interview process, but kind of like answering his questions and kind of seeing where he's at and everything. I was kind of thrown into that, which did end up going fine. So I kind of knew a little bit about him. He went for a discovery flight with a different instructor because I was working on my getting through check ride yet. Where's LittleNavMap? No, not that one. There. Oh, goodness gracious. So he went for a discovery flight. We'll quick do LittleNavMap and then I'll finish up, I guess. All right, so it was disastrous, wasn't it? So we started out. Here. Oops. And I decided we were going to take off with a tailwind so I didn't have to turn around. And we had a blocked Pitot tube. So we taxied down to the end, tried again with a headwind, but yes, it was a blocked Pitot tube. So we got back out of the sim and got back in to unblock our Pitot tube. Excellent. So then we came over here and went and took off into very much not words I can't say because I'm a lady. What? Why am I there now? Oh no! Shoot. So we won't. For the love. So I guess I'll save that track log. Gosh darn it. So we're not going to be able to see the whole thing because I think I was supposed to restart LittleNavMap after the crash maybe. So we lost all that data. So we'll go over this bit at least though. So we got up in the air, we got ourselves turned around. I think about here-ish was supposed to be the VOR. Got off here a little bit. I shouldn't have saved that yet. Hang on. Let me go to logbooks, track logs. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. There. All right. So yes. Right here we got off a little bit and then we were in the clouds and stuff went wonky. The engine completely died. We were losing our engine, so we got carb heat in, lost our Pitot, so we got Pitot heat in and eventually got that back, and then everything just cut. So our engine just died completely. And we were in the clouds, so we were trying to maintain attitude, trying to maintain proper airspeed, tried to turn back toward the airport, which is, yeah, that was the goal at the time. But yeah, so we ended up, I guess, circling a little bit accidentally in the clouds, but got kind of on track. I got aimed back toward the runway, but then it was around at this point that we were already at 500. So at that point, I ended up just looking out the window and being like, all right, there's an area over here. All I could see in front of me was trees. So I wasn't sure. I guess this road might have worked. I wasn't sure I really saw that. But I did. I saw like a field. So I was like, you know what? We're at 500 feet. If I can just get myself turned around, we might be able to make this work. And we did. We almost did. We scooted right on top of some trees, and then we were in a clearing, and we just kind of we might have stalled right into the ground, and that's what crashed us. But yeah, that didn't work out very well. So then we started over again. And then we tried to start in the air, and everything was still wrong. And it turns out, again, we just completely conked our engine. So we had to start back on the ground, get our engine health back up, get everything else back up. Oil, battery was fine, but we charged that anyway. And then we put it on clear skies because words I can't say because I'm a lady, that noise. So, clear skies, on the ground, got out, taxied, and took off. And again, at that point, we lost our track. It's not entirely spaghetti the whole way. It's a little bit spaghetti. And then we turned. The localizer was a lot of spaghetti, unfortunately. But yeah, we were also messing with our glide path, which wasn't fun. I wish I could show you. But yeah, got cut off, so that's what that is. I hope it was satisfactory enough. So, all right. So, first CFI lesson. So I'd met him before, and yeah, he got in contact with me and said when he was available, and we planned out. We're like, okay, so this day and this day or whatever, and figured that out, and had to do all of the since he did his discovery flight already, we were gonna just get straight into the training. So before logging anything, had to get his TSA thing figured out. Going over with instructor the stuff that was going to happen. There's also for their flight school, as well as they own that aircraft that we're going to be flying, the 150, had to have an insurance whatever thing he had to sign for the insurance, as well as a liability waiver, so had to get that printed out and everything. Had to have my plan in place for what we were going to be doing, and then also plan to go over his IACRA, as well as let him know how the MedExpress stuff works for getting his medical certificate. So it was usually the block is 2 hours for flight, and then for this first one with all the different paperwork stuff, had to have that a little bit more. So it was going to be a little bit gusty, so we decided to first just do the stuff that would allow things to be logged. So the TSA thing. Oh, and again, so once the story is over, you have that much time to go on to Discord and get your name in for the aircraft giveaway. So that's the incentive to allow me to continue babbling for just a little bit. So yes. So did the TSA thing, and I made stickers, but his logbook actually had the TSA thing in it, so that was nice. Got to just write it in there. So you have to add CFI to your regular certificate number, and then I have my temporary certificate only yet, so I still have to put my 2-year expiration date for it. So I had to make sure of that. As well as you have to put what type of identification was provided, as well as like the sequential number or whatever. So I had to make sure I had the right number for that. Take a picture of that. Take a picture of, did I take a picture of the endorsement? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, so it's all those tedious things that you eventually get used to, but like right now, I did. Excellent. Right now, it's just, keeping all of that in mind. So took care of that. We went out, I went over PAVE, so pilot, aircraft, environment, and external pressures or factors. So making sure to look over that before you go on a flight, and then specifically going over the I am safe. As a pilot, are we good to fly? So went over that, and then we went to the plane, did our pre-flight, did a thorough pre-flight, had him do the second half of the plane, had him do the liquids, so checking the tanks, because he had done that on his discovery flight. And then, got the aircraft out, got it all started, let him taxi because he had taxied, did our run up. I did the takeoff. It was a crosswind and it was kind of gusty. So then we went to the practice area, let him do fundamentals of flight, so straight and level, some climbing, some descending, and then we did some turning. And there was one point, it was going fine. It was a little bit bumpy. And then at one point he was turning right. And this is somewhat, it was a learning experience. Just landed in San Jose. Nice. How did it go? Was it good? Was wondering if I was about to end. It's hella late. I know. We are finishing up. I was just, hello, by the way. How's it going? I was just finishing up telling first lesson story. So so we'll finish off with that. We'll do the aircraft giveaway, and then we will do a raid, and I will run. So very nice. Excellent. Well, I'm glad it went well, and I'm glad it finished out well. Hope the landing went well as well. So during a turn, I guess I kind of wish I was in the sim now to kind of like show it, but we were in a right turn. It was a little bit gusty, and I had been talking about right rudder, so I'm not sure if it was a gust or if he pushed a little bit too much on the rudder, or maybe like a little bit of both. But the aircraft kind of just like rolled a bit too much, and he had a reaction. And I will say, I'm not used to this, so I will admit I was not guarding the controls at the time, but it was fine. It wasn't anything. It was surprising for both of us, but it was just a little bit too much. We talked about it. I took the controls for a little bit. We talked about it. It was maybe a little bit too much rudder, and then not taking that bank out. So when you get that rudder in, it'll start rolling the aircraft as well. So making sure that if you're adding in a little bit of rudder, maybe taking out a little bit of that bank and stuff like that. And then I did. We got set up again and had him do it again, so that to reinforce that, one, it's okay, and that it's like the right way to do it, sort of a thing. And he was happy with that, and he was okay with it, and he was good. And again, he was really receptive, and there were a couple times where we went into slow flight. So I showed him slow flight, and then the recovery, and then he did it. And again, it's so different actually doing the things, because I was just going to let him do it, but then he specifically asked, can you talk me through it this first time that I do it? And I was like, well, absolutely. That's an excellent idea. So like, I know to do those things, but like in the moment, it didn't, I don't know, my brain didn't think of that. So I was really happy that he suggested that. So we went through that. He did really well with all of those things, and got the slow flight and then the recovery. And then we worked on the sort of go around concept for the recovery. And we did that a couple times and he got that down really well. And then after that, we had talked about doing the ground reference maneuvers. So I had him look at those. And he was starting to get to a point where he was about done, but we just showed the concept of the turn around a point and then had him do 1 to 2. And so there was the one thing that ended up coming up is that the setup needs to be what you're aiming for right away. If you don't set up properly, your maneuver's not going to go well. So one of the things that I said is flying upwind, like the mile to 2 miles, in order to get set up to go fly into the downwind and then do your turn around a point. And as he was, so I did the turn around a point, and it actually went pretty well. And then we were coming back to use that same turnaround point because it was a really good one. And he was starting to turn before the mile. And so I started saying, well, one of the things is you want to set up properly so that you're not turning as you're turning, sort of a thing. And he was like, yes, okay. As he's continuing to turn to set up. And so I'm like, all right, I'll let him kind of get into it. And then as he's coming up on his beam point, he was kind of all over the place for the speed, throttle, whatever, altitude. And I was like, so how's your setup? How's your setup? How are you feeling about it? And he's like, not great. Do you want to try again? He's like, yes. And so it was like, so, all right, turn back around. Didn't quite get set up entirely properly this time either, but ended up doing a pretty good turnaround point. And yeah, and that was about it. But that was like the one maybe note that I had, is making sure that the setup is correct first. And again, it was towards the end of the lesson, and it was a little bit of a longer lesson than I had planned on having, but it did. It was good for him, good for me. And it was another thing too, was when he was going over, I asked if he had any questions from when he looked over his ground reference maneuvers, and he mentioned the having multiple points for the 1 point. So I was able to explain that, and he understood that after that. We went back to the airport, and again, it was crosswind, kind of gusty, and we're gonna work on takeoffs and landings next. So I didn't want to throw any more at him, but I just let him know I was gonna talk through it to introduce him to it, but not to worry too much about memorizing anything. So we were coming around in the pattern, and I want to blame the gusts, but we came in fairly high. So I decided, you know what, good learning experience. I don't want to show him a bad sight picture, so we'll do the go around. And I said, we're a little bit high, so we're going to do our go around. So power in, carb heat, 1 notch of flaps, and then do it early, get back around, came in better the next time. And the landing wasn't great just because, again, it was gusty and the crosswind was, it was funky. But yeah, it landed okay and got all done and taxied in. I didn't have to pay for fuel. I didn't have to put my name in the book to have to pay for the time that I was getting, so that was nice. Did my first logbook entry and signed that thing. Took a picture of it, worked on his IACRA, and apparently I'm not in the system yet, so I couldn't actually recommend him as an instructor, so I got to check on that again. Talked about MedExpress and getting his medical certificate. Planned for our next lesson, and went over some stuff. Yeah, and then he had a question about the slips and skids, which I didn't explain very well at the time. So then when I got home, because it doesn't end. You're not done once you leave the airport. once I got home, I found like a good image and then wrote out a better explanation for his question. So I hope that went better. Sent him a bunch of links for different things. And then, yeah, working on the next thing. So, yeah, it was overall, it was really, really good. So I was like, it was kind of a relief. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know it's gonna get there's going to be things. Like, it was nice to have as a beginning thing, but yeah, can't get complacent and just gotta keep at it. So 99 out of 100 on your flight report. Nice. That's awesome. I'm glad. You're very sleepy. You finally got up at a decent time today. Fair enough. That's good that you got up at a decent time. Not so good that you're sleepy. But yeah, it is. It's that time. So yeah. So I think that's it for that. I will go to Discord quick and see about y'all. LittleNavMap, get that off. Sorry if that was charming, I'm sure. Have a good night. Sounds good. Good night. Good night. It was good to see you. Sleep well. Have a great week. Have a great day tomorrow and weekend and all the good things. And yeah, hope to see you again soon. So we will go to the thing. Go to the thing. Okay. All right. I have our people. I shall assign numbers, and the dice shall decide. Here we go. Daniel T. I will let you know. If you are in here, send me your MSFS username. Otherwise, I will let you know in Discord. So, yeah. So yay! That will be done then too. Aircraft giveaway thing from the International Women's Day stream. So, yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be nice to have off of my plate as well. Congratulations, Daniel T. And yeah, we'll get that figured out. And then we did LittleNavMap. We will go find who we are, yeah, heading off to. Oh, Moose Heart. Makes me so happy. Browse. Oh, desktop audio. Oh, I also have to get Microsoft Flight Simulator out. Oh, who are we gonna go? No instruction. Well, and that's another thing too, is there were things it did. That's one of the things is he actually said that he wouldn't have thought it was my first lesson. I was like, oh, thank you. I'll hold on to that for the future. Gotta call it a night. Sounds good. Good night. It was good to see you. Take care as well. Hope things are going well. And yeah, we will be back on it should be Tuesday again at some point. I'm not sure at this point when we're gonna get back to the other thing, sorry. The reading and the games, because my current student, I'll be starting another student in April, and then my current student, we might have to do evening lessons, so I'm not sure how well that'll work for me to come back and be able to I don't know. I have to get a better, hopefully, schedule-ish before I can figure that out. So we'll see. For now, still kind of on hiatus for that. finding our GA. You had to get it in at least once. You weren't here a lot. Fair enough, I guess. But it does. Again, I said earlier after we crashed, and somebody mentioned the right seat thing, and I had to be like, yeah, I am an instructor. It feels weird saying that because of things like that happen. So okay, I think I know where we're going. So we'll get that set up. Crash, naughty. You should have seen it. It was full on icing conditions, and our engine fully conked. So that was fun. But yeah, we almost made it down, but not quite. So yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, that was one of the things. Is like it was nice to have like a good lesson to begin with, and to have such, again, like he said too, a very receptive student. And like I made very I made sure to let him know, let me know what you need. I will try to do as much as possible with recognizing what you need, but be open with me. Let me know that we're working together on this. And he did. So yeah, and that was another thing that I wanted to like let him know too, is that he did seem aware of his limit too. So on one hand, I have to be more aware of that and be the one to make the calls like that, but I'm also, that's a good thing for ADM, his aeronautical decision making and stuff like that, is that he is already kind of aware and willing to say, all right, that's where it is for now. So yeah, it was a good experience. But it's, yeah, I know there's gonna be I know there's gonna be less good or less smooth lessons and experiences in that respect. So not gonna get, we're just gonna keep on working at it. And at this point, it's probably a little bit just babbly. So yeah, we did our IFR stuff, talked about some stories and all that. To whoever got lost and found their way here or found their way back, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. For putting up with my shenanigans and all of the issues. Yeah, it was an interesting session this evening. We're going to try to get back into VATSIM next week. We did better on the calls this time once we actually got in the freaking air. So yeah, we'll get back into it, and yeah, rip off that Band-Aid, shake off that dust, and be back at it. So yeah, again, Tuesday should be the day. But again, it is going to be, you know, those things where I'll let you know if something changes in my Discord, because things might. But yeah, other than that, again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. If I've forgotten anything, I apologize. Brain is mush. And we will send it off. Oh, I need to get that set up now. Okay. Yeah, so we will, enjoy the raid. Looks like some low and slow GA stuff. So yeah, I will be off to bed. And have a great week. Have a great weekend. Have a great whatever it's going to be for you. Hope to see you again soon. And yeah, until then, all the good things. And before I let the delirium get the best of me, no, we're going. We're off. So yes, thank you. Before the delirium, thank you so much. And bye.